What's going on, guys? Today we've got Alonso Showdown, 89 rated left mid. So we've got no traits, unfortunately. He has come from an 81 rated left back and is now a left mid that, to be honest, you could definitely play him in multiple positions. He looks like a very nice kind of like box to box, if anything. I'm personally going to play him as like a centre mid DM role. I don't think left mid's going to suit him. You could go straight up left back with him, but I feel like Digne has definitely secured that place, and you could definitely play this card as more of like a DM sort of card. I'm interested to see what his agility balance is like in terms of animations, because 83-80 is okay, but I'm not too sure yet. Obviously, with the base stats, you've got 84 defending, 84 physical. It definitely needs a little bit more in terms of that, so you can't really kind of sacrifice not putting the defending and physical up just to then get the dribbling, because obviously if you went with an engine, you can get that balance up to 90, which would be fantastic, but unfortunately then you are stuck with that defending. Potentially it could be an option. Personally, in terms of footbin, it's 13%. Anchor and Shadow are above it, and Anchor's got 45%. And I think DM role will definitely suit him. So without further ado, let's just jump into him and see if Alonso's worth it. He's coming in at 122 as well. Like Mariano, it is just an 84 and an 85 rated SBC. And like I said in that, fodder's at an all-time low, with obviously loads and loads of packs being opened. So take advantage of that if you want to buy them. Or I believe on the 5th of May we should have had upgrade packs by then. So definitely get them done and just get yourself a cheeky 91 for either of them, because I feel like there will be a winner. I don't feel like it'll be a draw, and even better if it's a draw, you get two 90s that you could put into an SBC later on down the line, or you could find a little gem. So let's jump into it and see what Alonso can do. Alonso out. Does make a little bit of a tackle before then, but to be honest, seeming alright. I kind of want to see what his agility is like on this ball. He was not necessarily the greatest player as a left back, and he was kind of more of a fodder from instant, but to be honest, an 89 rated card, even with the boost, is quite nice for 130. Obviously you can get it done with untradeable, so that's always a nice little factor if you want to get it done. Alonso with the tackle, sees it out to an extent. De Bruyne making hard work of it. Alonso out. Seems very standard, to be honest. The problem we've got with Alonso is we've got a lot of DMs at the moment that pretty much do the same thing. Obviously, in terms of kind of like shooting, defending, he's going to be solid. He is naturally a defender, so that's just to be expected. But in terms of kind of like dribbling and that sort of aspect of the game, he's always going to struggle, as I think his animations are completely wrong for that sort of type of card. But in terms of defending, he's going to be pretty cracked. Mariano keeping possession. Go with the 1-2 with De Bruyne. Messi's not going to be able to get that one though. Great interception from Alonso. Doesn't manage to fully win it. Marcos Alonso making the tackle. And again, steamrolling through him. Marcos Alonso seeing it out. Just about playing with the defender, or the attacker for instance. Into Mariano again, we get off the tackle. For me, Mariano is just not the one, unfortunately. He is great fodder, like Alonso. He's an 89 rated card that, to be honest, is relatively cheap to complete, especially when we do have league upgrades and you have many duplicates. You can just later on down the line just whack him into an SBC. If they draw, you get a 90. If they lose, he's still an 89, and if they do win, you get a 91. I don't think there's a lose-lose in that scenario, as we find Kevin De Bruyne and just can't get the touch. I just think for me, he's not really going to replace many strikers. Even if you put him centre forward or cam, I really just don't see how he fits in with all of the players that we have got now. As we find him in, it's a cracking header, does see it across the line, and it's a lovely spring jump. Alonso to see it out. I think as well oh no, I've just completely screwed that up myself. I do think that there was multiple people they could have probably done from Chelsea. We will have a look at the Chelsea team on the overall review, just to kind of see who else we would have preferred. I don't think we would have gone Jorginho, couldn't pronounce his name then. Obviously Conte probably would be one of the better ones, but we did get a what if of him, so unfortunately he's not an SBC. I just think his inclusion in good goal. His inclusion into Team of the Season would have actually been quite nice to get something like that. With Team of the Season themed, it's just a shame that, again, we've not really got mad good players. As he makes a tackle, can he make a double? It's very, very aggressive on the ball. That's always what you like to see. As we kind of get a foul there. Lovely stuff from him, managing to go forward. I'm interested to see who else we could have got at Real Madrid. I feel like a lot of them do have special cards already, so I can imagine the pickings are very slim. Maybe they could have gone for someone like a Militao. I know his inclusion in Team of the Season, was it last year or the year before? Would have been a nice one, to be honest. I feel like that would have actually been quite a nice little fit if we could have done. But again, we would have just moaned if we had a centre-back anyway. So either way, they were never winning on this choice. I just think maybe if kept the Team of the Season SBCs, it would have been nicer. Alonso seeing it into Kevin. It's a lovely ball down the line to Mariano. What can we find with him? We see Kevin. Why is he not making that run? I know I should have went with a shot myself. Have we oh, Jesus, we nearly made it in. But I thought, you know what, we want to get a guaranteed goal here. Can we find in Jota? Back into Mariano, no. Back into Kevin, yes. Bang. Oh, it's a great save from Ariel. So going into the overall for Alonso then, as we can see, he's 122,000 coins at the moment. Like I say, SBC fodder is absolutely on the floor due to all of these packs, lightning rounds, all of that good stuff. As soon as upgrade packs come out as well, it's going to be fodder central. So get it done ASAP if you want to spend coins. If you want to go with fodder, then obviously wait for upgrade packs to come out. I'm hoping, I'm praying they come out Sunday for 3-4 days like the player picks. Whether they come out for a day again on the Wednesday or Thursday, who knows, but hopefully we do get them for 3-4 days. It'd just be much better, and with the Team of the Season not necessarily being the greatest in terms of what we've actually had before, I'm hoping that they just give us 3 days worth. In terms of Alonso, obviously I think Chelsea for me have a big chance for this. I would always favour Real Madrid in this scenario, but obviously going for the English team, I would like to think Chelsea have that chance. So who knows, we'll see how it goes in the game. Personally, a 91 Alonso, again, wouldn't necessarily be terrible, but I think it's still fodder. I still think a 91 Alfonso is just fodder. His animations are a little bit more blocky than obviously some of the other CDMs. He's got great defending and physicals, but the problem is, we say this about every single card now. Anybody with 90 rated and above has normally got relatively decent base stats. So like, for instance, for a defender, normally decent amount of pace, defending's normally up in the 90s, and physicals are normally over the 86, 87 mark. It then comes down to obviously like the passing, the dribbling, the shooting, and where then positions kind of lie with the most. And then once we've done all that, to make things even more complicated, you've got to look at height, you've got to look at body weight, you've got to look at animations. There's so much more in detail that I've really kind of now got to know over the past couple of years of doing so many reviews with so many different players. You notice these styles, and Alonso, I keep calling him Alfonso. Alonso, unfortunately, isn't blessed with them. He is 6'2", so he's quite a tall player. Definitely could potentially put him as centre-back, to be honest. Whether you'd want to do that as the 91 or the 89, I feel like the 91 would actually be quite a nice centre-back. In terms of midfield, I just think he's that little bit lacklustre for me. Still a nice card for the price, but unless you're doing like a Chelsea hybrid or you're doing some sort of Spanish squad, I just don't think he gets in personally for me. And in terms of other players they could have gone with, obviously we've got a lot of them with special cards already. So if we look at some that don't, Werner hasn't, I suppose he's had, what, has he had 2 informs, is it, or 1? 86, so he's just had an 86, 1 inform. Could have done Werner. Again, we are missing strikers in the Prem team of the season. Ziyech, I believe, has he had one recently? He's had an 87. He had a man of the match a few weeks back now. Thiago Silva's already had something. Havertz, another cracking one you could have done there. Again, I do say this lightly because we could have said anybody. You could have gave us Conte, you could have gave us Abraham, Pulisic, but we would have moaned regardless. So I'm going to stay a little bit positive with their choice. It's a nice choice. Obviously, he hasn't had anything else other than this 89, so it makes complete sense that it is going to someone that has not had a complete inform at all. but we see how it goes. He is cheap, which is always a blessing, and obviously you do get 2 packs back from it, and we have upgrade packs, so even better to do. Overall wise, I'm personally giving him an 8.2 out of 10. Let me know down below what you think. Make sure you like and subscribe. Pieces.